Most SEO audits that you get will be a technical audit that will look something like this. And as a business owner, this doesn't really mean much. This doesn't help you understand what SEO is and what things are going to change your business's revenue. And so when you get a chart like this that says you've got 9 errors and 99 warnings, whatever, like what does that mean? All right. In this video, I'm going to do a quick live 5-minute SEO audit of a brand I just found on Google. I searched for gold necklaces for men. I went to the 3rd page. This was the one that showed up. I haven't looked at it yet, so it's going to be a fully live audit. And I just want to show you what a proper audit looks like and how this helps brands make more money by really understanding the changes that they can implement and what things are going to make a difference for their brand. The brand that I found was called Graham's Jewelers. And as I said, I've only just looked at this right now live. We're going to have a look at their website and see what opportunities we can find when it comes to SEO. So the first thing that I do is I want to put it into Ahrefs. This gives me, as an SEO, some information and data about the store. You can see over the last year, like they've had not much fluctuation. Obviously, it's gone down a little bit, and it's just hovering around the 30 mark. Now, maybe they've reached their peak. Maybe they've got the most performance they can, but you can see there's lots of fluctuations here. They got up to 55,000 at one point. So let's have a look. Now, they've got 10,000 keywords ranking. 1,300 of them are in the top 3, so the numbers aren't terrible. 26,000 traffic and lots of backlinks here, but only a DR of 37. DR 37 is good, but with that amount of backlinks, there's obviously something going on. So they get traffic from all over. Let's look specifically at Australia, because that's where I'm from. So we can see the numbers drop quite a lot, 6.8 keywords, 637. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the organic traffic, and I want to see where the traffic is coming from, what pages are bringing the most traffic. So homepage, obviously, branded Kern. It's obviously a pretty well-known brand by the looks of it. They're ranking, so that's getting 15%. We can see it looks like, just from the get-go, like their traffic is spread across their site pretty well. Normally, if a site's not got the best SEO, they might have 50 to 70% of their traffic comes from one page. This one obviously has a few. So, they're ranking gold cross necklace in the 3rd position, so they're doing it right there. Silver cross necklace, 3rd position. Fob watch, 7th position. Watches nurse, watches greens. So they seem, just from looking at this, that there is some understanding of SEO. They're trying to make different collections. I've got a blog down here as well. What is 9 karat gold? Okay, so just from the get-go, it looks like this traffic is spread pretty well. They've got a couple keywords ranking in decent positions, which is good. So now I want to have a look at, let's say, this one, and we'll also look at this one and see what they've got going on. So first thing, I use Detailed SEO as my Chrome extension. If you've got that, it's a great extension. They've got gold cross necklaces, so this is their H1, which is good. But as we always do, we look around and see if they have much other content, which they do. They've got content down here. So they obviously know what they're doing. They're starting to create some content here, which is good. And this page was ranking pretty well. This one was the gold cross necklace in the 3rd position. Seems like very high AI content though, so perhaps this content here could be optimized better. Gold cross necklaces, classic pieces with deeper meaning, everyday elegance meets timeless design. So they've got internal link there, another one there. So I'm not going to read everything right now, so I'm trying to do this really quick for the video. But what I'd like to do is go through and read this content and see how it sounds, see what it looks like. It looks from the get-go, they obviously have some understanding. They've got someone who knows what they're doing to a degree, but perhaps this could be enhanced. If they've got full AI content here, maybe we could optimize that, make it more human sounding, make it more on brand, and bump this page up from position 3 to position 1. So that's that. I also think that there's opportunity to create a little intro text as well. I think that helps introduce the collection. Like sometimes this isn't necessary, but I think it helps in giving Google more context at the top of the page, because sometimes Google doesn't scan the whole page. So if you have a collection like this, you've got your heading and you've got all that content at the bottom, but they've got 88 products here. And so there's a long way to scroll. Obviously they've got load more and they've cut it off. But if you have all of these products, Google might not even read this content down here. So it doesn't understand all this extra thing that you're trying to sell it, and it might not follow all these internal links. And so that's a good thing to do, is have some content at the top of the page and implement those really important internal links at this top intro section rather than doing it at the bottom. That's something we could potentially look at. Now, if we go to the nurses watches page, obviously this one looks a little different, doesn't have the background, but I'm going to assume that it's all the same. Again, heading up there, nurses watches. Looks like their meta title and description are pretty optimized. They've got some content there. And again, they're putting some content down the bottom here. So overall, on-page stuff from the get-go seems like it knows what it's doing. And then they seem to have different internal links here for different things, which is good. So let's have a look at something like this, Disney watches. So as I said, all in all, everything seems to be pretty well. They've got this content, they've got different headings, they've got internal links. So from an on-page perspective, it seems like they're doing decently well. What we could do is just potentially optimize that even further. Like obviously these rankings are doing well, but not all of them are in position one. And when it comes to SEO, we want to be in that first position. So first of all, tweaking the on-page content, obviously the technical side of things, which I won't go over in this video, but that is where opportunities lie. And also then potentially finding more and more keywords that we could rank for. So if we now jump over across to the keywords, and what I like to do, obviously this is a big tip because of Google's latest update, but I like to filter by volume to see where the most volume is for different keywords and see how they're ranking for it. So for this here, 69,000 for whatever brand this one is. They have that collection page. No, they don't. Not much is really happening there. Obviously, they've missed an opportunity there. Engagement rings, again, do they have any engagement rings? That seems to have lost it, but they've obviously got the collection. So they're obviously doing pretty well in those lower keywords, and that's great. That's what you want to do, build a foundation. But now how can we tackle these bigger keywords here? How can we really get ranking? You can see here something like tennis bracelet. The keyword difficulty is not too hard, and they're in the 28th position. So that's something that we would start to focus on moving forward. Now that's all the kind of on-page content. Obviously there's opportunities there, but now I want to look into the backlinks. So they've got quite a lot of backlinks, 25,000 and 6,000 referring domains. If we have a look at all of these, and we'll group one link per domain, so that goes from 25 to 5,000. So there's obviously a lot of double up links there. And then I've got a filter here called best links, which just gets rid of any low quality links, basically. And so this gives me an idea of the really good quality links. These are the links that we're trying to build. So out of all 25,000 links that they had, there's only 14 groups that are qualified as best links as I look at them. And so basically what this means, it's got decent DR, it's got some domain traffic, and it's also got some paid traffic as well, ideally, but potentially some referring domains as well. Let's see here. Let's have a look at this one, blast.com, blogs, what is dress casual tips. So this looks like a decent blog to be getting a link on. It seems like it is a kind of fashion type brand. So overall, this is a pretty good link to get, which is why it's in the best link column. And so again, from an SEO perspective, what we're going to do is double down on these type of links and really get as many of these as we can. And this is how we can rank for those other keywords. This is how we can optimize for the engagement rings and so forth. You're starting to get some really, really high quality links push into those pages, and also push into the blog content, which is the last thing that I'm going to look at here and see if they actually have any blog content at all. We'll see if they've got any links to it. Here we go, there's a blog. Let's see what's happening here. So they've been writing some blog content in 2025, which is good, back in April, March. So it seems like it's been a while since they've done that. But now let's see how much of their traffic actually comes from their blog. So they do pretty well. They get 6,000-7,000 people to their website from their blog. A lot of it is from different countries. I'm not sure if it's an Australian or American brand actually. It does say .au, so I would assume it's an Australian brand. So again, if we have a look at the Australian data, we've got 1,000 people coming here. Now that's fine. Australia's smaller, we're going to have less people. But what we want to do is now, they've obviously got lots of blogs. What I would want to do is go through each one of these blogs and see, does it match the target keyword? Does it have good internal links? And does it really help us build our topical authority? Because for something like engagement rings, we really want to have content surrounding that, so then Google understands that we are an expert when it comes to engagement rings. So if I actually jump into one of these, we'll have a quick look. So this was one of the better performing blogs. What is the difference between 9 karat and 18 karat gold? I'll have a look down. Now it seems like they've got some internal links. I'm assuming that's what all these are. That's good. And some more to other blogs. Now, I would even potentially argue that this is too many internal links, because what you risk then is you risk Google. We don't risk it, but you're giving Google too much information. Like, the idea with a blog is to bring people to the website first and foremost, but then using the content, drive them to the most relevant pages. So then A, they are more likely to buy and get more information about those products, but B, we help Google understand which pages have priority. And so by having, look, in the first paragraph, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 internal links. I would look to be doing 6 to 10 for the entire blog. So this is too many and it's too confusing for Google. You don't just want to internally link to every single product or collection that you have. You want to think, okay, well, what is this about? This is about gold and potentially, gold necklaces, gold rings. So obviously they're doing that. They've got gold chains, gold bangles, gold hoops, but something like jewelry, maybe that's a bit too broad. Gold jewelry is probably the main keyword that we're targeting here. And so that is good to have that one first. But again, like if we have a look down, jewelry accessories, it doesn't really match what this blog is talking about. Yellow gold jewelry, that obviously does. Gold earrings, gold necklaces, engagement rings, again, this is probably a bit too broad for that kind of keyword. Diamond jewelry. So you've got to be a bit more strategic on the internal links. So this is, again, something that we'd look at, go into every blog, identify how many internal links we should have and where they should be pointing. And this is how we're going to be able to boost your topical authority and also direct the link juice across this site, because that way we're directing traffic for Google. Basically, we're making it easier for them to understand which pages are the most important, and then you're going to get much better rankings as a result. So that's how I go about doing an SEO audit. Obviously, there's much more to it, but pretty much I'm looking at the content, I'm looking at the links, I'm looking at those kind of things. And the technical side of things, that comes later. That shouldn't be your SEO audit. If you're getting SEO audits like that, they just show you that your website has these errors or that errors. That doesn't help you as a business owner. And I would potentially look at another SEO provider, because if you want to actually get results, these are the kind of things that you should be looking for. Technical SEO is not going to change your business from the get-go. And so, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something here. Leave a comment and let me know if you find this useful and if you would find this kind of SEO audit useful. And if you want one, click the first link in the description. You can book a call with me and just say, hey, I want an SEO audit, and I can present that to you. And yeah, we can go from there. So hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.